Hey guys, how you doing? It's Martin Cliffe here. Welcome to another video. Now, a couple of weeks ago, as I'm filming this, I had my good buddy Ed Cooke here, and we shot a video talking about a number of things, and I'll show part of the video after this brief introduction. But part of what we talked about in the video was about how we were looking to move forward with Voyager Project. Now, since we shot that video, we have made the collective decision that we're not going to go forward with Voyager Project at all. In fact, we're going to, after 8 or 9 years on formal hiatus, we've decided that it's time to formally disband. So yeah, there is no Voyager Project going forward, which kind of clarifies things for me in terms of going forward with my own music and stuff. It means I don't have to worry or think about that. Yeah, we talked about a number of things. There was a project that Ed was very keen to move forward with that maybe Rob and I were not quite as on board with. There were things that I was keen to move forward that maybe Rob and Ed were not as on board with. So it was just, yeah, there was no kind of acrimony about it at all. It was all very, very calm, but it was just, we just felt that going forward it was not the right thing to do to carry on pursuing this the band project. So yeah, that kind of is no more. It doesn't mean that some of the musical ideas that had been used, particularly in the writing for VP3, which was the album that we wrote but never recorded beyond the demo stage, doesn't mean that I'm not going to use some of those ideas in some music going forward. But yeah, it's time. It's the right decision. It kind of, yeah, it was a difficult decision to make, but I think, you know, going forward it's the right step. So that's why the video will kind of probably cut off in a funny place, but yeah, that kind of hopefully explains it. Some of the other stuff we're talking about some guitar maintenance stuff again, as we did previously in a video a few months back. So I hope you enjoy that. But other than that, take care, and I'll see you soon. Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Martin Cliffe here. Welcome to another video, and I'm joined once again for I think the 5th video in the last 6 months by Ed Cooke. Hello. And we've been having quite a productive time over the last couple of days. We got together to see what we could do creatively. First of all, we started off by you needed some work doing on your guitar.
That's right, and you had a set of files which I hope would lower the action on the Strat.
Yeah.
We've introduced the Strat in previous videos, haven't we? When we worked on it the last time, we talked about all sorts of things, some of which we can't now remember, like how to do the truss rod adjustment. I feel sure we talked about that in the previous video, but when we came to adjust it this time, we couldn't find the right size Allen key. Yeah,
whichever. It's supposedly a 3/16 inch Allen key, but I have a 3/16 inch Allen key and it doesn't seem to fit. We tried a 3mm, a 4mm, so it's a bit of a mystery. Thankfully, the truss rods didn't really need any adjusting. It would be nice to have one that fitted. But in the end, we realised that the issue was more, it wasn't that the action was high all the way down, it was just particularly high around about the 1st and 2nd frets.
And so you fixed that with your set of files, yeah. Which for some reason you didn't have quite the right gauge for the bottom E, did you? But you made do. Yeah, for some reason Ibanez I think now do a different set of nut files that has more sensible gauges. But when I bought them, it's a 10, it's like 10 through 56 set, but the one that would be logically for the low E is only a 42, not a 46. So yeah, you just have to kind of work with that. But that's right.
Well, there are 8 files as well, aren't there?
But the alternative to filing it down would have been to attempt to, I guess, chop something off the back of the nut all the way across.
Yeah.
Shave it in that direction.
Yeah, which is doable, but sometimes, particularly on more affordable guitars, that if the nut is plastic, they can be a bit brittle. So actually getting it out, it runs the risk of the nut actually splitting. I had that happen once, so I had to buy a new nut for a Strat where the nut just broke. I can't remember if it was on the way out or on the way back in, but at some point, because obviously it's thinner where the string slots are cut, it broke on one of the string slots, which then means it's really difficult to repair.
So we didn't go that route.
No, if it had been a higher end guitar with a bone nut, we could probably have pulled it out and filed it down from the bottom. But it was instead just easier just to file down each individual slot so we can get the action right, and it's definitely much more playable down the low frets.
With the first, second fret, you can feel the difference.
Yeah.
It seems like a very subtle thing. I mean, Martin has literally made a pencil mark and then filed down until the graphite isn't visible anymore. So it's not a huge adjustment, but it has made a difference to the feel on the first and second frets.
Yeah, and you just kind of, the key is always to not do too much. So you know, I always just put a little tiny pencil mark on, file that off, check it, do it again, file that off. You could do it with a Sharpie or anything as well, but it's just something that you can see that when it's, when you filed that particular bit of plastic off, it's gone. But yeah, if you go too far, it becomes much more fiddly. So it's very much a case of less is more.
Well, of course, this fits with your whole video series you've been doing about minimalism. So
I guess so. Yeah.
It would be wrong somehow to tell people that you want to do some really, really complicated fix involving 50 different kinds of tools. Just a little bit of filing. In terms of the effort that you've put in, it's made a huge difference.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Yeah, you don't always need to go out and buy a new guitar if something doesn't feel right. A lot of guitar adjustments are pretty simple. It helps
if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it helps if you have the right tools and if you know what you're doing. But it certainly gives. For this case, it was an easy way of getting the guitar to be. It was already the guitar you wanted. You just wanted it to be a little bit more comfortable to play on the low frets.
That's right.
So that's just a little update. It's now about to hit the M6 and head home. But it's been good to be able to spend this time while I'm in the UK, being creative and collaborative. Definitely recommend it. Definitely helps get the creative juices flowing. Even just firing ideas off another human being, whether they're musical or not, can really benefit you.
The idea is not the people, I think.
Yeah.
You're not calling me unmusical.
No. But I'm saying, even if you're with someone who isn't musical, then it can.
You are calling me unmusical.
Let's call it a day. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.